Hi students, today we are moving on to our revision of decimal in the NAPLAN booklet. Okay, some of the concepts in fact are year 7 level, but since most of you have already gone through some of the concept, I think you should be ready for this. Okay, first thing first, for the first part here, it's quite straightforward. You're supposed to convert a given decimal into a whole number and the fraction. I'm sure you do not have any issue with this. This is basically using your understanding of decimal into fraction. Okay, so I don't think you should have any issue with this. Okay, this part here, again, you're talking about a standard rational form. So when you have 4.201, we know this is actually 4 whole plus 2 out of 10 plus 1 out of 1,000. Okay, 1 out of 1,000. And the other part is something that we are very familiar with, is to get the place value, isn't it? So we know that decimal given like this, we know that this part here is actually the 10th. We always start with the 10th. Over here is a 100th. Over here is a 1,000th. Over here is the 10,000, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, so quite easy for us to understand this part. Moving on to the next page, and then from here express a fraction in the decimal form. So basically you're talking about conversion. So how do you convert a 67 over 1,000? So we know that in doing so we have to move the decimal back 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Decimal appear here, so it means it's 0.067, isn't it? Right? And then after that, you also need to have the skill of rearranging fractions in an orderly manner, whether it's ascending or descending. So do read them carefully. Okay, I don't think you have much issue with this concept because these are things that you have learned before. Okay, this part here regarding larger, greater and smaller or equal, I'm sure you don't have issue with that. Okay, next part here is quite straightforward. All I want to tell you is whenever you need to add and subtract fractions, for example 9.234 minus 4.51, you must align the decimal point with the decimal point below. Just bear that in mind, okay? That is very important when you need to add and subtract fractions. Decimal, sorry. Okay, moving on, next part here, we are talking about multiplying and dividing by decimals. Okay, so for example, we want to know, okay, 4.7 times 10 to the power 3. So it simply means you're going to move it 3 times, okay? So 4.7, you have to move the decimal 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Decimal ended up here. That's how you get 4,700. Got it? Okay. What about example 7? When you divide by 1,000, so same concept here, 7.31 divide by 1,000. So now it's the opposite direction. So now I have 7.31. So now you move back. There are 3 zeros, so I move back 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So the decimal appear here. So it will be 0.00731. That's the answer. Okay. So do the same. Multiplying by decimal. Okay. Whenever you multiply by decimal, the concept of is quite similar to what we have learned as a multiplication. But again, okay, the good thing about multiplying decimal with decimal, you do not need to align the decimal points. Okay, just treat this as a 3-digit times 2-digit. Okay, when you work it out, you actually get 14 here. 1 times 2 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 0, 28, 2, 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6, 3 times 4 is 12, so I get 4, 11, 13, 3, 1. So now to determine where to put the decimal place, you look at the digits that are behind the decimal point. So I have 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So there are 3 digits behind the decimal point. We move the decimal back 3 times. That's how you get 13.314, which is the same as this answer, isn't it? Okay, got it? So it's quite straightforward. Just bear that in mind. That is the steps that you need to go through. Okay, so spend time going through 3.1 to 3.4 for today. Okay, if you have any issue, just drop me a note on Teams or direct message. Bye-bye.